My name's Ryan. I'm 18, just a regular guy navigating life's chaos. I live with my dad Marcus, who's an architect and always busy with work. My mom passed away when I was young, so for a long time it was just the two of us. But a few years ago everything changed when Marcus remarried. Her name's Lauren. She's nothing like the stereotypical stepmom, young, sharp, and more of a friend than a parental figure lately, though things between us have become complicated. Let me take you back to the day that started it all. It was a lazy Saturday afternoon. Marcus was out of town for a project, and Lauren had stepped out to run errands. I didn't mind the quiet. I was used to being alone. I spent the afternoon in my room, scrolling through my phone, enjoying the silence of the house. Fresh out of the shower, I lounged on my bed, my hair still damp, flipping through random apps lost in my thoughts. The house was unnervingly quiet, not even the faint hum of the fridge in the kitchen. I brushed off the strange tension I felt. Then I heard a knock at the door, a soft, hesitant tap. I froze. My first instinct was to grab a shirt, but curiosity held me in place. The door creaked open and there she was, Lauren, standing in the doorway, her eyes locking onto mine in a way I'd never seen before. She was dressed casually, a light sweater, jeans, and her dark hair cascading loosely over her shoulders. For a moment neither of us spoke. "Sorry," she said finally, her voice soft, almost unsure. I didn't mean to interrupt, caught off guard. I fumbled for words. No, it's okay. I wasn't expecting anyone." I reached for my shirt, but something about her expression stopped me. She wasn't upset or embarrassed. Instead, there was a quiet intensity in her eyes that made my pulse quicken. "You should have locked the door," she murmured, stepping into the room. Her words hung in the air, thick with an emotion I couldn't name. I froze, my heart pounding as she moved closer, her presence overwhelming. "I didn't think." I began, but the words faltered as her hand brushed my arm, a fleeting electric touch. "I know," she whispered, her gaze piercing through me for a moment. It felt like time stopped. The silence between us was charged, the air heavy with unspoken words. "Lauren," I stammered, unsure of what to say, but before I could finish, she stepped back, breaking the moment. "We can't," she said, her voice trembling. "This isn't right." She turned quickly and left the room, her footsteps fading down the hall. I stood there, my chest tight, the weight of what had just happened pressing down on me over the next few days. I couldn't shake the memory of that moment. It wasn't just the touch. It didn't matter whether my hand was raised to touch her or not. It was the look in her eyes, the connection we both felt but couldn't admit. I avoided her as much as possible, but every time our paths crossed, the tension was unbearable. One evening, Marcus was working late, leaving just Lauren and me at home. I sat on the couch, flipping through channels, trying to distract myself when she walked into the living room. "Hey," she said, sitting down next to me. "Mind if I join you?" "No, of course not," I replied, though my voice betrayed my nervousness. We sat in silence, the TV flickering in the background. The air between us was thick, every unspoken word hanging like a storm cloud about the other day. Lauren began, her voice hesitant. I stiffened, unsure if I was ready for this conversation. "I don't know what happened," I said. "I mean, I do," but she cut me off, her hand brushing against mine. The contact sent a shiver through me. "I can't stop thinking about it," she admitted, her voice barely audible. "About you." Her words made my heart race. She leaned in, her lips brushing against mine in the softest, most hesitant kiss. My hands found her waist, pulling her closer, the world fading around us, but just as quickly she pulled away, her eyes wide with regret. "We can't do this," she whispered. "It's wrong." I knew she was right, but the pull between us was undeniable. "I don't care," I said. "I can't stop feeling this way." She looked at me, her gaze filled with both longing and guilt. "We have to stop, Ryan," she said firmly. "For your dad's sake, for all of us." She stood, her hands trembling as she brushed her hair back. "This can't happen again." And just like that, she was gone, leaving me alone with the weight of what had just unfolded.